Beginning here in our child's pose to place the hands in a prayer behind the nape of the neck so we can tune into our own internal wisdom during this practice, to set an intention to start a foundation of habit to hold ourselves accountable in our own practical power here on the mat. From here, picking ourselves up to sit back on the shins. We're coming into some Sufi circles, just letting the upper body rotate around the lower body here, opening up the hearts and the hips. You can reverse it the other way, and then bring hands back down, and we'll step back into a downward facing dog. In this down dog, hips are high, and then we'll raise the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Three-legged dog on the breath in. Exhale, fallen triangle. Right leg goes to the top left corner of the mat. Left arm is high, opening up left side ribs towards the ceiling. Exhale, both hands down, three-legged dog on the breath in, and then step the foot between the hands, right knee over right ankle, hips go back, half split. In this half split, you can have the front leg as deeply bent as you need or hands on blocks so that we're thinking more of a flat back, heart to knee. Then we are a rounding. Think flat back, and then exhale, tuck the back toes, lunge twist. Right hand is down, or left hand is down, right arm is high, twisting right ribs on top of left. From here, right hand comes down into a forward fold top of the mat, rising all the way on up on the breath in, and then folding back through. Half lift on the inhale, then plant the hands, stepping back into a plank pose, lowering all the way down. Baby cobra is your breath in. Through bent knees, downward facing dog is your breath out. Left leg high, inhale. Left knee to nose on the exhale. Three-legged dog breathing in. Left foot top right corner of mat, fallen triangle. This time right hand peels high, you're spiraling right ribs open and breathing into the expansion here. Both hands down on the breath out. Three-legged dog as you inhale, then step the foot between the hands, drop the back knee, half split on your exhale. Still thinking of that flat back, even if that means a deep bend of the knee. Right hand is down, left arm is high, lunge twist. Back toes tuck, back heel lifts, revolving left ribs towards the ceiling on this side. Can you make sure that your back heel is also holding in towards the midline here? Both hands down, forward fold is where we meet. Then rising all the way on up as you inhale to find your high prayer, and folding all the way back through on your breath out. Half lift as you inhale, then plant the hands into plank pose, lowering all the way down. Baby cobra breath in, downward facing dog breath out. We'll start building our flow here. So right leg reaches high on the breath in. Step it between the hands, spin back, heel down, and rise on up, warrior one. You want your right knee over right ankle, your feet into train tracks, and your back foot turned into about 10 or 11 o'clock. Biceps frame the ears and shoulders meld down. From here, interlace the hands behind the back, breathe in to flex and straighten the front leg, and then exhale, devotional warrior, rebending the right knee and cascading inside the right thigh to let the head hang heavy. As you breathe in, left arm brings you forward, up and around into a flying warrior, feet parallel, hands meet for a breath, and then warrior two, back of the mat on the breath out. Left toes point forward, back foot is either parallel to or turned in about 45 degrees from the back edge of the mat, and forearms are open as fingertips spread. Reach forward and straighten the front leg on your inhale. Triangle pose on your exhale. Left hand onto left shin. Right arm is high. Think of knitting inner thighs together as you breathe into expanding up. Half moon pose is where we meet. Give a slight micro bend to the left knee, and then left hand is down, right arm is high, and right foot stamps the back wall. You want to think of spiraling left ribs underneath the right as you gaze up and breathe into right fingertips. From here, it's a big step back into a warrior two and then a peaceful warrior. Left arm is over left ear, looking underneath left bicep as you keep a deep bend in the left knee to prevent any crunching in the lower back. As you exhale, hands cartwheel down, moving through your vinyasa. So maybe that's a chaturanga now into an up dog as I did, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts and then step it between the hands, rise on up, warrior one. Left knee is over left ankle. I could have bent mine a bit more there, and right foot is down as biceps frame the ears and shoulder blades melt down the back. On your breath in, interlace the hands, front foot flexes, and then exhale, fall inside of the left thigh, taking a wider stance if you need, as I did, and letting the head, the third eye, cascade down. Right arm will lead you forward up into flying warrior, feet parallel on the breath in. Then warrior two, front of the mat on the breath out, right toes forward. Left foot is down, either parallel to or turned in slightly. Fingertips expand as your heels are magnetizing together. Triangle pose opens you up, right leg is long, but it might have a slight micro bend so you don't lock out the joint, as your right fingertips are down and your left fingertips are high. Look down, micro bend, and then half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand is down, left arm is high, left foot stamps the back wall. You're opening up left hip on top of right as you spiral your gaze and breath towards the ceiling. We land in a warrior two into a peaceful warrior. This time deep bend in the right knee, left arm is down the left thigh, and right bicep curls over right ear. Both hands down on the breath out. Through your vinyasa, we meet in downward facing dog and take things a bit differently. So jumping or stepping top of the mat, chair pose is where we meet. Knees are over ankles, weight is in your heels, seat is low, heart is open. As you come up to stand on the breath in, right knee comes into the chest. You reach for either the knee or the big toe. You can have a bend in the knee as I did because it's more about keeping hips neutral. And then like a pendulum, standing split. Both hands down, right leg is high, bending with as deep of a bend in the knee as you need to bring the heart to the thigh, like mine is. You can see my standing split is quite modified, but that's important so that we can work up to the full extension. Right toes tap down behind you, opening up into a power lunge. 45-degree angle with the chest, gaze is forward, airplaning the arms. Arms lift on your breath in, high lunge, left knee over left ankle, back right heel is high, and hips are sitting low. Prayer the hands at heart center, then take a twist to the left, right elbow side left knee. We're revolving right ribs underneath the left and breathing up over left shoulder. Hands come down, stepping back, three-legged dog on the breath in, fallen triangle on the breath out. You can either stay in fallen triangle, or like me, you can place both hands down and come into Ekapada Kundanyasana, the arm balance, where we're balancing left thigh on top of both triceps and lifting the back foot. Stepping, jumping back through your flow, we meet in downward facing dog. Lifting the heels, bending the knees, chair pose is where we meet. Weight is still on the heels, seat is low, fingertips curling in as shoulder blades melt down. Up to stand, reaching for the left knee or left big toe with whatever bend in the knee you need. As you can see, I have a pretty deep bend in the knee so that I can keep my hips level and my chest open. Like a pendulum, standing split. Fingertips down, curling, folding into your standing thigh. Not about the extension, more about that fold. We meet in a power lunge, toes down, arms lift, chest is proud. Arms lift up, high lunge. Right knee is over right ankle, left heel is high, biceps curl in, sides of waist are also knitting together, so navel goes to spine. Per the hands, twist to the right. Left elbow outside right knee, thumbs are at your sternum to keep you moving towards the ceiling. Hands down, three-legged dog, and then fallen triangle, right knee to left side. You either stay in your fallen triangle, or you can try out the R balance like I did with both hands down, right thigh across the triceps, and back leg is lifted for Ekapada Kundinasana. Jumping, stepping back through your flow, your vinyasa, hips go up and back. Then through bent knees, we'll come up for a set of camel. Hands start on the lower back. You'll open up the chest, remembering to lift up and out rather than crunching as we sit evenly here. Slowly drawing up. And then another chance for camel in this same position. Up on the inhale, a final option for full camel. You might, like me, bring the hands onto the ankles and back bend, but only do this if your breath is cooperating. Never crunch in the lower back. This should be a heart opener, not a back hurter. Slowly rising up, and then sitting back on the heels. We're coming into full reclined hero's pose, so I'm opening the knees to the sides of my thighs and then coming back to lay down on my back. You can instead simply remain as we started, sitting up on the shins, or you can have the heels beneath you. This is the fullest, deepest expression. You do not have to go into this. From here, outstretching both legs long for final Shavasana resting pose. Closing in this practice with the acceptance and receptivity for what is of our highest good based on the boundaries and the practical limits that we have placed so that we can open up and elevate from that foundation from the ground up. If you liked this, like, subscribe, do all the things. Check out my other videos, my astrology videos, and my What I Eat in a Days, and I will see you in the next one.